In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Lalo Velin de France writing pad. I'll go over the specs, I'll do a paper test, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this writing pad coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links to the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. So this is the Lalo Velin de France writing pad. This is an A4 size. Now, I have them on the papermind.com in an A5 size for $13. I don't sell the A4. This is just an old one that I had. I just prefer the A5 size. $13 for 50 sheets. This is a premium bright white paper, and it's really nice to write on. There's a very light, subtle feedback to it that I really enjoy. It is an absorbent paper, so it dries pretty quickly. It's definitely one of the more affordable papers from Lalo. With that though, it is prone to some bleeding. We're not really seeing any there. It's really only with the really heavy fountain pen. So like this was a double broad that was ground into italic. That's fine. It's just really those gusher type pens. So like if you're using a flex nib pen or just something that's really wet, like a Pilot Parallel pen, those will give this paper a problem. But normal pens, like, okay, here's a music nib platinum. I mean, these are really wide. And just as a comparison, here's a Caran d'Ache Le Mans and a fine. And in normal use, there's no bleeding to be found here. So most fountain pens are fine, but compared to the other Lalo papers, this one I would say is a little bit more susceptible to bleeding. But let's just go right to the writing sample here, and we can just see on the face of it, I can see feathering on the Pilot Parallel 6mm. Also, maybe just a hair. I would say no feathering on the 3.8mm Pilot Parallel. Vista looks good. Fountain Pen Revolution Ultraflex. This is a wet, super flexible nib, and we definitely see feathering. Omas CS. This is a sort of more vintage flex nib. Also see feathering. Pilot Metropolitan stub. No issues. Lamy 2000 double rod italic. No issues. Pelikan M1000F. This pen is what I consider a gusher pen. It's too wet. I'm actually sending that pen, I think, to a nib meister to just turn down the flow. It's just so wet. We see feathering there. Starwalker M, no feathering. Platinum President F, no feathering. And on the rest of the pens, I see no feathering. Everything else looks good. It's just those really wet fountain pens. Now, turn it over to the back. We do see a little bit of spotting on the parallel pens. Not horrible. I think these are areas where the ink maybe went over a couple of times, although the double pass didn't really cause any issues except for the end. Now, where we did see some problems, Fountain Pen Revolution Ultraflex, that was, I would say that failed. Omas CS, we get a little bit of spotting, not horrible, but not amazing either. And we do see a little bit of spotting on that, gusher Pelikan M1000F. Most of the fountain pens did well. The thicker ones really aren't a problem. I do see a little bit it's not fully coming through, but the Pilot High-Tech Point, which is typically an issue, maybe a little bit on the Stabilo Bionic Worker Rollerball. Actually not, and then the Troublemaker pens did come through a bit. Overall, for most fountain pens that aren't gushers, this is a really nice paper. I really like writing on it. There is maybe a little bit of a blue tint to it compared to like a pure bright white, but it does read as very white and cool. I really like this paper. It's just a nice premium paper that works well with most types of pens. So what are my pros and cons for the Velin de France paper from Lalo? Well, I like that we're getting a bright white stationery grade paper made in France, and you get 50 sheets for $13 in the A5 size. It's very nice to write on. It has a subtle but nice feedback. It's very absorbent. The ink dries quickly. Ink looks really nice on the page. Now, it doesn't make it, kind of pop and sparkle like Cosmo Air Light. It's not a super sheening paper, but it just has an elegant appearance with the ink coming through. It's showing the texture of the paper. It's very nice. Now, in terms of cons, out of all the Lalo papers, this one I would say is the most susceptible to scratching. Now, it's not a coated paper as far as I know, but it is more absorbent, and if you scratch the surface, can get some bleeding. And I really only noticed this with, like the Pilot Parallel type pens or some scratchier flex nib pens. But, my double broad italic, my platinum music nib, no bleeding in normal writing. So any normal kind of fountain pen, you're going to be pretty happy with this. And it's just a really nice quality paper overall. But that's pretty much it. Do you guys have this paper? Do you like this paper? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen paper and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much. And until next time.